Good morning. Happy Monday, all empathic, sensitive souls. How is everyone doing today? It is bright and early Monday morning. Now, on Friday, we had that deep freeze card, and that deep freeze was pretty appropriate for last week because it was pretty cold here. Everything has its season. Now's the time to put activity on hold while you rest. Did you get a chance to rest? Did you get a chance to ground and dream and come up with whatever you're going to do for the spring, summer, and fall? Put all your arguments on ice. Nothing beneficial comes. Self care is important. Did you get a chance to do that last week? I did pretty good. This weekend I had to watch my great nephews and niece, and it is exhausting for me, not the fact that I watch them, but the fact that I don't get really good sleep while I'm there. It is so blazing hot in their house. It is ridiculous. Upstairs, because all the heat rises, right? And then the little guy is up. He sleeps in 4 hour increments. So, even though you go to bed at 8:30, you're up until midnight because he's not ready for bed yet, and then you're up, at least by 5 in the morning. And then I don't sleep because it's so stinking hot. And I really wanted the deep freeze at that point because even my eyelids were sweating. It was so hot. So I didn't get a chance to reflect and rejuvenate during that time frame. But once I got home, I napped and I took downtime, and my sinuses are going haywire because they live in the country, and it was just so I took my all day Sunday and just decompressed, and it's probably one of the best things for me. Now this morning I just flipped cards and I got the flying card, which looks totally opposite of what we had last week of deep freeze. So let's see what the flying card says. It's an absolutely gorgeous card. I don't know if you can see it. It's gorgeous. I love it. You have the power to see things from a higher perspective. So you're no longer stuck down in the labyrinth of whatever you're going through. Pull yourself up and out and fly above it. That's a very beautiful card. If you were a bird flying high in the air, what would you see? When you soar above the challenges, which is the labyrinth, a new perspective becomes available. Today, you can have invisible wings that allow you to swiftly bring your circumstances into alignment with your highest purpose. So, what is it you want to do? Last week, we had the deep freeze where we could dream and reflect. My nose is going crazy. And try to re- relax. Dream about what you want the future. Like the seed laying dormant in the winter, what is it going to sprout into come spring? And this card is telling you that your waiting is over. All the hard work has paid off. The things you hope for are no longer beyond your scope. You have the ability to reach for the stars and find one with your name on it. Spread your wings and soar. Angels are waiting for you. So whatever you were dreaming about last week will come to fruition this week. Why not? Pull yourself up and out of the muck of all the challenges and indecision and go for it. Fly high. You can see things from a different perspective. You can, and I try to do this, and it's hard when you're dealing with people to pull yourself up and out of the drama that you're in, like with me at work. Pull myself up and out of it and look at it from a different perspective. I feel like sometimes we are just playing pieces on a game board. And supervisors or upper management or even direct coworkers like to pull that card, that you go to jail card, meaning they don't want you to succeed at whatever you're working on. They want you to go to jail or pay $200, put an obstacle in your path. And I don't think they do it out of malice. I think a lot of it is now habit because that is the environment that was created years ago and it seems to continue to run true. And sometimes I don't think they realize they're doing it. And when I call them out on it, then don't act that way. And it's so easy to fall back into that same old routine because that's what we're comfortable with. That's what we've been in for the majority of the time we're there, type of thing. And it's hard to fly high above it and let all the muck drop away below and see it from a different perspective. And I keep trying to do that, and sometimes I get snared in the roots of the trees and they won't let me fly. Sometimes I get caught in gale force wind and get pulled off course. But for the most part, you know, as an empath, it's really hard because we sense, see, feel, hear. We sense others' emotions, and a lot of times we take it on as our own. Now, I can tell you that when my coworker gets very upset with me because of her perceived notion of what I said, which is not what was meant, and she gets all snippety, and then she'll come back and she has to think on what flies out of her mouth after the fact. And it's hard to stop that blah instantly and sit with it and then respond back because everybody wants an instant answer. And I catch myself doing it too. I'm by no means without guilt and doing stuff like that. I'm human. I'm working on trying to become better, right? Trying to not go down those same worn paths and trying to forge a new path with how I act, react, and respond. So trying to pull a different perspective, trying to look at things differently. With family, it's always hard because a lot of times you're treading on thin ice because you don't want to upset them and hurt their feelings, even though you know what needs to be said should be said. And a lot of times I will say the thing that shouldn't be said and I get whiplash from it because they go on the attack. They go, how dare you? And then once they stop and think about it, a couple days later, sometimes a month later, oh yeah, I get what you're saying now, right? But let me know if you have any problems getting through that labyrinth so you can fly high, or just climbing up over the labyrinth and getting out of them challenges. As an intuitive emotional healer, I love to help people succeed. I love to help put people on the path that they want to be on. It's your path. You decide what you want to do and where you want to go. If you need help with that, drop me a message, drop me a comment, reply to any of my emails. Keep me posted on how life is going. Remember, flying, you have the power to see things from a higher perspective. So what you were daydreaming about last week can come to fruition this week. You just have to look, see, and go get it. I hope this is a great week for everyone, that the weather holds. We went from 70 degrees on Saturday to 40 degrees on Sunday. Topsy-turvy. It's that time of year where everybody's getting the snuffles and the sniffles and the sore throat, and I'm just coming off a head cold. I don't want to go back into one. So I'm trying to stay healthy and take extra vitamins, C's and D's and all the good stuff to help me stay not as stuffy and sneezely as I have been. Have a great week, everyone. I will check back in on Friday and we'll see if all of us were flying high this week, looking at different perspectives, or if we were stuck back in the doldrums in the deep freeze. Keep me posted, everyone. Bye for now.